historic moment decades in the making.
It was always strange playing a college game at a high school field.
Marshall University has a brand new baseball stadium, and we're taking a look back at the Herd's history.
I was here in the 70s at Marshall, and we were hearing we were going to get a new stadium then, so I'm exactly very, very excited.
All while looking ahead to what's in store for this next chapter in Marshall sports. Our special coverage starts right now.
Good afternoon and welcome, to our special coverage of a glorious day for Marshall University baseball fans. Opening weekend of this beautiful brand new baseball stadium.
Yes, gates just opened here at the new stadium. It's a sea of green as fans head in to take their seats and get ready for the game. First pitch now just about an hour away, and we are so excited to bring that to you live right here.
What do you think, Keith? What a day.
Still shaking my head, wondering if it's all real. For those of us who've known Jack Cook, of course, Coach Cook passed away in 2021. All the players who came here last night are just ecstatic. They look around in wonderment. Is this real? And for Coach Cook and all those players over the years who've had to travel and drive and always be on a road trip, they finally have a home field, and it is impressive. It is a palatial college baseball facility.
And the really good news here, he lived to see the idea of the creation of this.
He knew it was coming. He just didn't know when. And he said, you know what? He said once at one of the groundbreakings, hey, like Joe Nuxall used to say, I'm rounding third and headed for home. Let's get this thing built. He's watching, and every one of his players and everybody who's ever had anything to do with baseball in our area is excited today for sure.
What a day it is. We had a chance just a few moments ago to speak with Marshall University Athletic Director Christian Spears.
Yeah, it's the greatest gift I think we all could have hoped for, right? This community came together, started with our state, our mayor, our city, all of our alums, all the people who care about this program, poured into it.
Stand by. And we're joined now by Sydney Shelton, the Director of Marketing and Fan Experience, who's going to help get all these fans excited for this inaugural season of Marshall baseball at its new field. Sydney, this is a very exciting moment. What can fans expect when they come for a game?
I mean, welcome to the stadium. We're so excited to have you here. We're so excited to celebrate all that we have in the past and all that's going to happen in the future. You got lots of new promotions, brand new park, new promotions, all kinds of things to be excited for. So they're just going to have to come out and see.
You know, this is an exciting day for fans, but it's also personally, I know this has to be an exciting day for you. Talk about your feeling waking up this morning and getting ready for today.
I mean, there is no better feeling than waking up knowing that we're playing baseball in Huntington at home. So, it's been a long time since anyone said that, and just to be here and be in the moment and see all the smiling faces of our fans, it's pretty incredible.
What do you have planned for today for fans that are coming out for the game?
We've got a huge opening ceremony to honor so many incredible people that have had a part in making this dream a reality, and so we're going to celebrate them. We're going to play baseball. That's super important. We're super excited for that.
One thing, right?
And we've got some innings promotions, so some high-low games on the video board, all kinds of exciting things to look forward to.
For the fans who will be here, it's going to be something different for them because they've gotten so used to going either out to the Kennedy Center on Route 2,
Traveling.
University Heights for years, St. Cloud Commons. We're going to get into all the different places that Marshall has played, but now it's home.
It is home. There's no better feeling than knowing that you're at home and we get to play ball and we don't have to drive. I drove and I parked in my spot at work and I got to come to watch baseball. And, we're super thrilled for that for our fans.
It's something you have to see for yourself. It really is impressive. It's a beautiful facility. Sydney, if fans are wanting to come to a game, maybe they're planning on coming to a future game, is there somewhere they can find the full schedule and the promotional schedule of events?
Absolutely. Herdzone.com is where you can find all the information, how to purchase tickets, when we play, the promotional schedule, all the fun things.
Herdzone.com.
Where to park.
All that stuff.
That is important. All the details surrounding Herd Baseball can be found on herdzone.com.
And the location of it right here, we're within view of the softball stadium right now that's in action today. This is just really kind of like a baseball, softball heaven right here.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's not just a baseball field. It's not just a softball field. It's the Herd home. And we love being here, and we love that fans can, go to both and support both and not have to worry about picking or choosing. They can cheer the Herd on all day long.
Well, Sydney, we know fans are looking forward to what's going to be an incredible first season here at Jack Cook Field, honoring a legendary coach here at Marshall. enjoy this moment. I know it's been a lot of planning going into it, but enjoy the day and the upcoming season.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget that.
And go hurt.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Sydney, thank you so much.
Sydney. Andrew Colgrove had a chance to check out the fan experience for himself. Let's take a look.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoods, crews,
Plenty special merchandise on hand at Glenn's Sporting Goods in Huntington
mini baseball bats, some baseballs,
to commemorate the first ever game in Marshall's new baseball stadium.
anything and everything that you might need Marshall baseball. We have it here.
I am here to buy new baseball merchandise.
No way her superfan Nancy Lawson would miss the long-awaited event.
I was here in the 70s at Marshall, and we were hearing we were going to get a new stadium then, so I'm exactly very excited.
We have had lots of people come in from all over the country just looking for this gear.
Shannon Kyle is Glenn's marketing director.
All that excitement has just overflown.
She says they've known since ground was broken at the new facility, demand for Kelly Green baseball gear would be at an all-time high.
There's going to be a lot of people going to baseball games now. You don't have to go those 7 miles to get to the Kennedy Center.
Well, this is what we need, Patty.
Jack Trainer played baseball for the Thundering Herd from 1959 through 1961 and considered Coach Jack Cook, the field's namesake, a friend.
Jack Cook was my very best, longest friend ever, and he was a real jewel for Marshall.
He and his wife made the trip up from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
I'm shopping with my wife, and I really feel like I'm shopping with Jack Cook. I wish Jack was here, but that wasn't possible. But I know he's watching. I know he's part of the field.
Getting geared up for the moment Herd alumni and fans have waited decades for. Andrew Colgrove, WSAZ News Channel 3, Huntington.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. You know, it is really an exciting day, not just for fans, but a lot of people at the university who were part of the planning of this. And one of the main names has to be University President Brad Smith.
Instrumental in making this moment happen. He's sharing with us what it means to finally see this dream become a reality. And he used the word, Tim, proud.
Yeah.
President Smith, here we are. Opening day for Marshall baseball at its brand new field. It's home, Jack Cook Field. Describe this moment to me for you.
It is a dream come true. It's an opportunity to show everyone you can transform dreams into reality. We did it. This is the house that the community built.
You know, they have the house that Ruth built, the house the community built, and you've always kind of stressed that this is something that is not just you, it's really the whole community. How proud you must be for what you're seeing here today.
I'm incredibly proud. This truly is the house the community built. We often say that the most important letters in our state's name are the first two, W-E. And we know that the rally cry at Marshall is "We are Marshall." And everyone leaned in. If you look at the bricks with the names, you look at the donations, you look at all the people who came in and turned this thing from an empty lot into a stadium in 2 years.
Yeah.
It is everyone pulling together. This is what is possible when we operate as one.
Describe what this was 2 years ago. This was just, we were talking with Christian Spears, the athletic director. This was just an old CSX pump station abandoned area.
Absolutely. But what we saw was the possibility of this, a dream that has simmered in our hearts for more than 60 years. And look at how it's transformed in 24 months.
And talk about what this means, not just for the athletic department for Marshall Athletics, but the university as a whole and for this community and its future.
Yeah, this is part of a master plan. We worked in conjunction with the city. So we now have the 4th Avenue Innovation District. We have 16th Street turning into the Health Sciences District. And all up and down 3rd Avenue is our sports complex. This will create economic development. You will have people opening up restaurants around here. We have the minor league baseball team coming in. It's just going to be a tremendous boom for the city and for the entire tri-state area.
How important is it for you as the president of the university? Is this part of the vision that you saw when you applied for this job and when you were asked to do this?
You know, we all own this vision, but I can say to you that I've always felt Marshall University was a prosperity platform. It's a platform that accelerates not only individual success, but it nurtures innovative ideas and it creates economic impact. So we just put our heads together and said, let's write that down on paper and let's be very clear about who we will be and what we won't be. And the result is Marshall for All, our strategy, and this is a part of that.
Marshall for all.
Marshall for all. I think that's a great way to sum it up, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for
President
taking your
Smith,
time
thank you
here.
so much.
Have fun today.
Yes,
Absolutely.
enjoy the moment.
Go Herd. All right, take care.
I don't know if he coined that phrase, Marshall for all, but
He probably should, right?
he should go. Yeah, he could patent that and copyright it. That's for sure.
Well, it is incredible, Tim, to see all of the fans, the Sea of Green, heading in here to take their seats and get ready for this baseball game. But there's still a few tailgaters that are out there getting the party started early for the weekend, right?
They are out there, and Joseph Payton is out there with them. When we come back, we'll take a look. Welcome back to our special coverage of opening day at Marshall University for the new baseball field. A lot of people are here to celebrate, and they're celebrating before the game starts.
They are. This has been a long-awaited day for fans. We've heard so many of them as they've been coming in saying, can you believe it's really happening? Well, it is happening. And we've got the king of Fired Up Friday out there with some of the tailgaters.
He's fired up himself.
Right now he is. Yes, Joseph out there with those fans that have been waiting so anxiously to see this day finally arrive.
Oh, they've been waiting long and hard. Let me tell you, this group here, the Thunder Village, no strangers to tailgating for Marshall athletic events. These guys know what they're doing, and I'm joined by one of the hardcores herself. This is Erica Gerald. Erica, you've been tailgating, you said, for Marshall athletic events really since the 80s. Tell me why you love supporting the herd each time.
All right, having a little problem. It's to be expected.
Lots of tailgaters out there, right?
Could be a few of the raindrops that may have impacted us.
I know.
Really, we're lucky because there are just a few raindrops out here. The rain is pretty much held out, and I guess we're lucky for that.
We're hoping it stays that way.
We're hoping it stays that way. Let's find out right now because before we go to the break, let's hear from Nicholas Snyder with your first pitch forecast. And when we get to that, right after that, we're going to have a very special story from Sarah Sager.
We will, yes. She knows someone very special that took this field for years. He's a Marshall Hall of Famer, but Tim, to her, he's dad.
He's dad. Todd Sager. Yep. He was an all-star here at Marshall University as a player, and now this really means something special to him. And when we come back, we'll check that out. Right now, first pitch forecast.
Hey there, everybody. If you're headed out to Jack Cook Field today to enjoy opening day for Marshall in their brand new stadium, unfortunately looking a little bit rainy. I want to show you, though, these lighter greens you could pretty much drop off of this radar image. I do think we're just seeing a few sprinkles, say, for the beginning of that game. But as we head on later on into the afternoon and into the evening, say around the 5:30 p.m. hour, that's when we're going to start to see more of that widespread rain come in. So for the later portions of the game, you may be dealing with a few delays and dodging some steady rain showers. And even as you're headed home, you're going to be dealing with those rain showers as well. So that's what we're concerned about for the remainder of your evening. So if you do want to go out to the game, again, first pitch forecast looking pretty gloomy. At least we're not seeing any widespread rain until we hit the 7th inning stretch. About temperatures into the lower middle 50s. It's not going to be overly chilly, but not overly warm. Back into the 40s by the time we hit the 7th inning stretch. So a little bit chilly, dress in layers, and again, bring those ponchos. You will be dodging some sprinkles for the remainder of your day.
Welcome back to our special coverage of opening day at Marshall Baseball's new home. We are less than an hour away from game time, the first of 3 games that this team will play against Manhattan here for this home stretch. And we've got to take a look at some of the alumni players that Tim for years had to travel to other places and are so excited to finally be able to attend a game here in a brand new stadium for this team. One of them paved the way as a player at Marshall University for the herd. He received so many awards and recognition for his skills on the field. He was inducted into Marshall's Hall of Fame, Marshall's Athletic Hall of Fame, and that year was 1997 when that happened.
You know, probably his proudest title, though, might be Dad. We're talking about our own Sarah Sager's dad, Todd Sager, who, yes, he starred here at Marshall University. And what this day means to him, he expresses in his own words. At the same time, he knows what it means for all Marshall fans, and especially baseball players who played under Jack Cook.
Yellowing newspaper, capturing moments in time. Headlines with statistics and honors he'll never tell you about. Growing up as a kid in Huntington, I became accustomed to people just randomly telling me what they remember best of his time on the field in Little League, high school, and at Marshall. His home runs, his bat, his glove. But to me, I know him best off the field as Dad.
When you walked up here, what caught your eye? What about it?
Everything. I'm sort of blown away with the scoreboard right now. It's the first time I've seen that. The whole complex is it's just amazing. This is a field you definitely want to play on.
My dad, Todd Sager, played for the Marshall Thundering Herd baseball team from 1981 through 1984. It was a time of transition, as the team didn't have an official field. During Dad's tenure on the team, Herd baseball played at St. Cloud Commons Field from 1981 through 1983, until the light tower was blown down, the facility falling on hard times.
So then the decision was made to tear down that field and make it a softball field, or just a part of the complex there. And Coach Cook and some people got behind building University Heights.
University Heights Field, a field Marshall could claim for the first time in more than 50 years, wasn't ready for the '84 season, my dad's senior year.
So you end up playing, I think it said in that article, at Buffalo and Wayne high schools?
That's right.
How was that?
It's difficult. The teams that were coming in didn't know how to get there, and so we'd have to meet their bus and follow each other out there. I mean, the fields were not, Wayne, they have a great field, and the games were fine, but it was always strange playing a college game at a high school field.
In your senior year, I think you said they had a lot of rainouts.
19 rainouts and a 47 game schedule. So that's part of the thing I'd say about it. It's great for the Marshall, it's great for the baseball team, it's great for the community, but for the team to actually get some continuity and to get some rhythm during the season, we just never knew when we were going to be playing or where we were going to be playing, and it made the year difficult.
A common thread in all of those yellowing newspapers, Coach Jack Cook, the new baseball field named in his honor. A picture during Dad's time with the Herd showcases Cook's 300th win at Marshall, but Cook would go on to have more than 400 wins in green and white.
This field is named after Coach Cook, Coach Jack Cook, and you played for him. Spent a lot of time with him. What do you think he would think about the field?
I think he'd be blown away by it. I think Coach Cook was a humble man. He was a very, just an honorable man, and really the program survives and is built today because of him. I don't think people realized he taught a class, and he did everything in the world to save expenses for the program. So to see a complex this nice, I think he'd be blown away. I think, and he'd be so excited for Coach Beals and for the current team. But I think he would be in awe of it, really. So
it makes you emotional, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I think everybody that knows what he went through, So I think it's a great day for Kim Cook and her sister, and there's a lot of people around them that are really happy about it.
Yeah. I think that people wouldn't realize, we were talking the other day, Harrison has a batting bag, and you were like, I didn't have a batting bag. Did you have one at Marshall?
We shared helmets and bats, and I'd wear a rather large helmet, and Chip Cook and I had to share the helmet. But
how many uniforms did you have?
Green and white, just two, and we played in them pretty dirty frequently because we didn't have the ability to wash them.
Washed them, right?
My mom would wash them, but those are good memories. It's I'm glad the current team has more uniforms, and they the things are better, things are more modern, but those memories, those are part of the story.
Yeah.
For this Marshall Hall of Fame baseball player, the new Jack Cook Field represents family, friendship, and a legacy for the Thundering Herd.
Everybody that's played this game owes a debt of gratitude to someone. My father, who was my Little League coach, my brother, who was a great baseball player that made me a better athlete because I had an older brother. meeting your mom here at Marshall, all the people that I know, my high school teammates, my high school coach, Coach Cook, and I mean, we all owe a debt of gratitude to how we got here.
In Huntington at the Jack Cook Field, Sarah Sager, WSAZ News Channel 3.
Okay, so we know that Todd Sager will be here, and we know that he won't be alone. There'll be a lot of his teammates and players from all generations of Marshall baseball who will be here today and are here.
Right, and I can't imagine what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But as the team took the field earlier, Tim, to do a little pregame warm up, I thought, I wonder what emotions are running through their head
have to be
at
just
this very
so
moment,
high right now,
right?
yeah.
And fans are so excited. It is so nice to see people packing in here. I mean, we're expecting a full stadium for opening day here, and we want to talk about some of the things that are planned for this day, because here in just a few minutes at about 2:30, we're going to see a lot of the dignitaries, a lot of the university officials, some of those alumni members, donors take the field as part of kind of the honorary starting lineup, because they were instrumental in making this happen.
Right.
And Tim, other things that make this university special, the Bill No Flight School, we're going to see a flyover.
Oh, there's going to be a flyover,
right?
Right over
Lots
our heads.
Lots of things that are going to be happening before we even see the first pitch happen.
Yep, and there is so much excitement. Part of that excitement is taking place right now, the fan experience inside the stadium. When we come back, Andrew Colgrove's going to check it out. All right, welcome back to our special coverage of opening day and opening weekend for Jack Cook Field here at Marshall University.
We are about 30 minutes away now from first pitch, and the excitement is building here within this stadium. Somebody else that I know is really excited to see this happen, Andrew Colgrove, and he is in the thick of it with all the fans, talking with some of them about how they feel about seeing this moment finally happening. Andrew?
For today's game between the Manhattan Jaspers and your Marshall Thundering Herd. Now let's meet the starters for the visiting Jaspers. Leading off at left field is number 1, Frankie Marinelli. Batting second base, number 13, Daniel Perez. Batting third at third base.
We've been hanging out with some of the fans as they've been entering through the gate here this afternoon, and certainly a high level excitement here at Jack Cook Field. In case you're wondering, the very first fan who made it through the gate here is Alvy Qualls. He went to Marshall University in the 80s. Alvy, how cool is it to be part of this right now?
It's really awesome. I'm glad to be here. I've been looking forward to it since they started talking about a couple of decades ago. When I was in the 80s here, I'd go to St. Cloud Park where they used to play. I knew Jack Cook. His son was 2 years behind me at Camac. And I'm really glad to be able to come out here today and see the opening here at the stadium.
All right, Alvy, have a good one. We're also going to be joined now by a Marshall University senior from across the river in Proctorville. This is Lexi. Lexi, your senior year, how special is it to be part of this?
It's super special. I'm a big sports girl. I've loved watching games here at Marshall, and it's exciting to be here for the opening day.
How much does it mean to you? We've been waiting half a century for this, and your senior year, for this to finally happen, is a special thing, right?
It's very special. My grandpa even talked about this, how he was waiting to see this field, and it's amazing to see it in person.
Thank you so much. We've got some more fans. We're going to move down this way a little bit. We've got. Say your first name one more time. My handwriting's gotten wet.
Kit.
We got a little bit of rain out here right now. How special is this to be here at Marshall's first ever game in this stadium?
It's beyond special. For Marshall to finally have their home field for baseball, it's amazing. And I mean, listen, and look at all these people. Everybody's very excited and very supportive, so it's been great.
What do you think it's going to mean for the city of Huntington to have this field here where fans can come all the time now?
You know, being a native to Huntington, you always kind of heard growing up there's nothing to do. There's so much to do. This weekend, well, just today, we had the women's softball, now baseball, women's basketball. There's so much to do now, and Marshall has just brought it together. And I mean, everybody's just made a community. I love it. I love that there's so much to do and so many things to go see. So
Okay.
it's been great.
Thank you so much. We're going to get one more real quick if we can work our way through the fans. Young man named Michael Thomas over here. Michael, we're live on WSAZ. How cool is it to be at Marshall's first ever baseball game here?
Man, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, it's been 56 years in the making. I think it's fantastic.
What do you think it's going to mean for the city to have this here?
Oh, for recruiting in the city of Huntington and Marshall University, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, we'll get guys to know about this and actually have a place for them to play right here on campus. You can't beat it.
All right, guys. Obviously, a high level of excitement here as we're getting closer to the opening pitch. For now, we'll send it back to you guys.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Andrew. Just some reminders. All single game tickets through Marshall University Athletics, standing room only at Jack Cook Field. And Marshall Athletics, by the way, has a clear bag policy. And that's not just for this venue, for all venues right now. 2 concession stands. They say credit cards strongly urged at the gate if you want to buy. It's just a wonderful time and a great fan experience. You have to come and check it out to really experience this for yourself.
And everybody has their cameras and their phones ready to go, taking pictures and videos, wanting to relive this moment forever. And we've got Keith back here with us for a reason, because Keith and Jimmy have been working on something really special for you, kind of looking maybe back through some of the photo albums and the archives of what was Marshall baseball and now what its future is. Keith, talk to us about some of the things that our viewers are going to see coming up with you all.
Yeah, Taylor, Jimmy, and I, and a lot of people have worked hard to put together, kind of the chronological line of Marshall baseball. And of course, you can't talk about that without Coach Cook. Right. Coach Cook's daughter Kim let us borrow some really cool Coach Cook memorabilia that we're going to do a piece, and you'll see it coming up in this half hour, on Coach Cook and just what a man he was and how many people he affected, how many players he made a difference in their lives. Not just coaching them baseball, but helping them live their lives. We'll get Rick Reed live before the opening pitch, talk to Jeff Montgomery, a former Major League Baseball player, and several other ex-Marshall players who have waited a long time for this day.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Our viewers can't wait to see it. That's all coming up for you right after this.
It's a day longtime baseball fans in and around Huntington thought might not ever get here. Marshall's baseball stadium being christened, named in honor of a Herd coaching legend. It's a monumental opening day here at Jack Cook Field. This baseball showpiece has been a long time coming. For more than half a century, head coach Jack Cook had been promised a new stadium.
And Whitey Wilson, who's a really good friend of mine, told me if I would come to Marshall, he would get us a baseball field.
Now the time has come for the Herd to play ball on campus.
It starts with the name on the field with Coach Cook, and just knowing his legacy and what he meant to the players that he coached means a lot to us.
Opening day at Jack Cook Field starts right now. Hello everybody, and welcome to beautiful Jack Cook Field, Marshall's brand spanking new baseball facility. It's been talked about for more than 7 decades, and I'm Keith Morehouse with Jimmy Tracy. Next half hour, Jimmy, we're going to run you down on how much it's been talked about and what a thrill it is for everyone that it's finally here.
A long time coming for sure. Of course, finally an answer to the question, when will Marshall baseball get an on-campus stadium? Well, how about March 1st, 2024? And what a sight it is. Custom-made turf with the Marshall logo behind home plate. Jack Cook Field graces both the first and third base lines. Chairback seats and a new clubhouse out in left field. Certainly a first-class facility all the way.
Yes, indeed it is. We're going to spend the next half hour with you and give you some unique glimpses of the new ballpark. Also give you a look-see from many different angles of this Jack Cook baseball field.
And we'll talk to several Herd alumni about the past, what it means to them, this facility, and for all them to come back home for so many years of having to play so many baseball games away from Huntington.
Plus, we'll look closely at the man for whom the ballpark is named. Jack Cook's story is coming up. Jimmy, one thing about this, we've both been to some of these ballparks where Marshall used to play, and it's amazing to see the kind of the state they're in now, but it indicates there's a new day for Marshall baseball. You know, we all know St. Cloud's Commons, when the spring used to come and the floodwaters came in right field, that was inevitable. You couldn't play baseball there.
Yeah, we both did. Back in our high school days, it was very weather dependent for sure. And of course, I took a trip around our region to see those sites and what they look nowadays. Boy, St. Cloud's is no more. Anyone who played baseball in and around the tri-state in the 60s, 70s, 80s, which was me and you, and the 90s, remember the old ballpark in Huntington's West End, the old grandstand, the fence gone. All that remains is the footprint of a place where a lot of great ball players laced up their spikes.
Yes, indeed. Also, Jimmy, University Heights, after that was their new temporary home. It was adjacent to the back entrance to the old Walmart entrance on the east end of Huntington. That served as the home for Marshall baseball in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was not an easy place for fans or opposing teams to find.
And the Huntington YMCA Kennedy Center, George Smales Field, became Marshall's baseball program, that home for so many years in recent memory, at least for the non-conference games. The conference games in CUSA and the Sun Belt were played at Appalachian Power Park in Charleston, but the Deuce, as they call it, more than adequate until Marshall could build what it has now.
In fact, some of the Herd's home baseball fields weren't even close to home. Over the years, the Vagabond baseball team traveled to at least 15 different places to play their home games, ranging from Gomart Ballpark in Charleston to Epling Stadium in Beckley. They played games in Chillicothe, Ohio, at several local high school stadiums in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio. In fact, Marshall's 2008 season, they didn't play a single home game and still came within one game of the NCAA tournament.
Probably 40 away games, and that was including the home games we had in Charleston, an hour up the road. So we'll never forget that year. That was a great year. We lost in the conference championship that year. We had 3-2 game against Houston, but this will be cool for the guys to have this.
And the man who coached more than 700 games at Marshall took it all in stride. You know the name, Jack Cook.
Jack Cook is a legend, Jimmy. Coach Cook was a baseball guy, not a complainer, and he would play wherever you could give him 3 bases, a pitcher's mound, and home plate. He'd suit up his herd and play him anywhere. It wasn't where the game was played that mattered to him. It's the game itself that he made his life's work. Baseball was Jack Cook's favorite pastime. You could almost always find him in a dugout or standing alongside the third baseline or hitting fungos at home plate. His name and face have become the personification of Marshall baseball.
Dad was a very humble man, and he had a love for baseball that, with his last breath, it was baseball, baseball, baseball. He came to Marshall from Huntington High School in 1966. Part of the appeal for him was a promise made to him by the athletics director that the Herd would have a permanent place to call home.
That I've been here since 1967, and Whitey Wilson, who was a really good friend of mine, told me if I would come to Marshall, he would get us a baseball field.
The years went by and the victories piled up. Coach Cook took his team to 422 wins in 23 seasons. There were 2 NCAA tournament appearances, and he coached so many of the Herd baseball greats. Some of them even made it to the big leagues. The lessons he taught them are still embedded in his players today.
Frankly, I don't know if I'd be here tonight if his name was not on this field. And that's how special this is to all of us that had a chance to play for Coach Cook. The impact he had on our lives, on our careers, and not just baseball careers, but our professional careers and our development as young men, and molded us into the type of people that we wanted to be.
He used to grab 2 or 3 of us and take us to Prindle Field, and we'd chase balls down the street, digging for baseballs underneath cars. But Coach Cook meant a lot to not only me, to a lot of people, but this community.
Coach Cook was present for 2 different stadium groundbreakings, but he passed away in 2021 at 95 years old. He never gave it a thought that a field might be named after him someday. Probably would have thought that wasn't necessary. But he'd sure be proud of this place.
Regardless of having to go to St. Cloud's or University Heights or Beckley or Buffalo Wayne, he loved the sport. I know Dad is smiling. There's no doubt in my mind that that's what he's doing right now.
All right, now Rick Reed getting ready to throw out the first pitch. Joseph Payton standing by with him now. Joseph.
Oh, they're getting rid of Rick Reed. We will get to Rick. He's got to get his arm loose. I think they're calling him back to the bullpen right now. But as you know, that's a Huntington native, a guy who played on the biggest of stages and played for Coach Jack Cook, so you can imagine what this moment means for him. We'll check back in with Rick Reed for now. Keith and Jimmy, I'll let you guys take it away, and we'll keep you posted on Rick's status.
All right, thank you, Joe. Hey, when you got to go and you got to warm up your arm and throw, right?
When the bullpen calls, you answer the phone as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Jimmy, then we're going to take a little break here. And when we come back, here's a look at the stadium from Air 3. You can see the softball facility and Jack Cook Field, and it's certainly north of 3rd Avenue changes the look of the neighborhood over here. Opening day at Jack Cook Field. We're back after this.
We'll be taking the field. At shortstop, longtime Marshall supporter, Marshall Foundation board member, and former Big Green.
How about a ground level view of what it's like traversing the base paths at Jack Cook Field? 360 feet down the first base line and all the way back around to home plate. The field is completely AstroTurf, built-in drainage system, which means even a little rain, like we're getting a little bit today, won't stop the herd from playing ball in the spring. Hey, we welcome you back to Jack Cook Field. And so how did all this come about, Jimmy? It's taken a while. As we saw in the Coach Cook piece, there were at least 2 separate groundbreakings before this stadium even came to fruition.
Yeah, one was across 3rd Avenue back on the near the 5th Avenue side of this place, and of course here we are today. Very hard to believe that they did break ground on this site in October of 2022. The initial site, once again, across the street from the old ACF plant, but that site did not prove feasible, so it was moved to the north side of 3rd Avenue beyond the softball complex where we are now. West Virginia, Governor Jim Justice and the state providing the remaining portion of the funding to complete this $25 million project.
The first base coach.
This is the site of an amazing athletics complex. And you don't get to this point without dreaming big and having people make things happen. And for more than 6 decades, this dream has been worked on by many people. We get the privilege of standing on the shoulders of giants. No giant stands taller than Coach Jack Cook.
You know, I'm one of those kind of people, I say this a lot, you have to believe before it happens, and if you do, it usually works out. So a strong foundation in the belief of the people around us, Coach Pruitt, Brad Smith, our board governors, the governor, Steve Williams, our mayor, this community, the people associated with it. If you believe in them, good things normally happen, and that's exactly what happened today.
The second base umpire, a
Jimmy,
member of Marshall's championship.
Maybe is more nervous than anybody in the stadium today is Marshall head coach Greg Beals.
Number 10,
he signed his contract
Lambert
with a pen in one hand and a set of blueprints in the other. He was ready to go with this new facility.
The third base
he was
umpire,
hired as Marshall's
CEO
baseball coach
and president of IVS Group, Marshall alum and Canova native. Number 80,
with almost
Keith
600
May.
wins in his career, and there's no doubt the visual proof and promise of a new stadium were a big factor.
The home manager, Marshall alum and partner of JDS Development, Jack Cook Field contractor. Number 14,
as he
Derek
oversaw
Foster.
the construction of Jack Cook Field.
It starts with the name on the field with Coach Cook, and being a coach myself and just knowing his legacy and what he meant to the players that he coached means a lot to us. It's been a real fun process for me, seeing things on paper, being involved in designs and philosophies and doing things, and then seeing it actually come to life out here. Absolutely part of the process, and that was a major attraction to coming here. I'm a coach at heart, but one thing's when you're looking at, at running programs and all that, being able to build a facility, this is going to be a very key instrument in this program moving forward.
The visiting pitching coach, representing West
He's been the
Virginia's
busiest
1st
man in
Congressional
town
District
for a long
and
time.
Oh,
lifelong
no
Marshall
doubt. It's
fan.
just,
Number
you can imagine
31,
the weight of the
Congresswoman
program
Carol
and the community on this new baseball field. And he had a great moment today on social media telling these guys live up to the hype of this field. Should be fun.
Dugout to meet today's honorary pitching coach, a native of nearby Wellston, Ohio. He played for Coach Jack Cook's Thundering Herd from 1982 to 1984. In his first 2 games at Marshall, he pitched a pair of one-hit shutouts and went on to be named the Southern Conference's Freshman of the Year. In 1984, he was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds and later joined the Kansas gift that launched the campaign to finally build the Marshall Baseball Stadium that honors his.
Here's a look at some of those chairback seats. 1,500 seats here at Jack Cook Field, and not a bad seat in the house. Hey, Rick Reed getting ready to throw out the first pitch on the field, and we're going to go down live to see the former Herd Star Major League Baseball pitcher. There he is. Played a year for Coach Cook. One of the great pitchers in the history of Marshall baseball. Pitched in the 2000 World Series. Let's see what Rick Reed still has his touch.
University, Brad Smith.
Here he is, Jimmy.
I hope Rick doesn't go high and tight on the president.
I asked him if he warmed up last night. He said, look at him. He's warming up right now. When the Mets won one game in the 2000 Subway Series, Rick Reed pitched 6 innings for him. The only game the Mets won against the Yankees. A 2-time All-Star. Came from the west end of Huntington on Jefferson Elementary, played at St. Cloud Commons, and here's a look at Rick Reed pitching with President Brad Smith in the batter's box.
At Marshall, nothing is impossible.
Change up?
I don't know. It looked like Brad backed out. Here we go.
Senator called a strike, I think.
A little high and tight, but man, what a moment for Rick Reed and Brad Smith and everybody associated with Marshall baseball. Rick not only has given time and effort, he gave a lot of money to this effort to build this program and this stadium. And he said if it weren't named Jack Cook Field, probably wouldn't have anything, wouldn't even be here today. But that's an exaggeration, but he loved Coach Cook. Hey, one thing about this field, nobody deserves to be here more than the baseball alumni. We saw them last night, Jimmy, out here throwing the ball around.
Oh, no doubt those players toiled on high school fields. They traveled all across our region from Beckley to Buffalo High School back in the day, if that makes some sense to people. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Many of the Herd baseball alumni got to walk around the field last night playing a little catch, reminisce with their teammates, some of whom have been lifelong friends. There are former Major League stars like Rick Reed and Jeff Montgomery among the alums. And even though it's a long time coming, pretty much in awe of what they saw.
If it wasn't for Marshall, I don't know where I'd be in my professional career, because they allowed me to come over here and work out with them. And we would be at the football stadium in the concourses, throwing off the mound and trying to stay warm in the restrooms. So yeah, this is a big step forward for Marshall baseball.
We had a groundbreaking for a stadium that never happened, and now here we are standing, in this turf at Jack Cook Field, and just to share those memories, the disappointments, and now the excitement. It means a lot to all of us.
Thursday night was a nice family gathering for a lot of players, and one of the other famous names in Marshall baseball lore, the Verbiage family. Glenn, Larry, and Tom all played for the Thundering Herd. Larry brought his dad's 88-year-old first baseman's mitt to have a catch.
Oh, this is amazing. You know the Verbiages. Glenn, myself, and T all played in the 70s, and this field means everything to us. I've worked and tried to get the name out to continue the opportunity to maybe get a field one day for Marshall, and it's finally come. And it's awesome to me.
Yeah, you can see he got a little emotional there, Jimmy. Time for one more break, and almost time for the real first pitch, right?
Holy moly, 3:12 estimated time between Marshall and the Manhattan Jaspers. First pitch ever here at Jack Cook Field, so I got to get my camera ready for that one as well. Going to be a fantastic day here at the Jack.
As we take a break, let's go over the dimensions of Jack Cook Field. 330 feet down the left field line, 330 on the right field line, 365 right center and left center, and straightaway center field 400 feet. Capacity 5,000 with about 1,400 chairback seats. Back after this. Welcome back to Jack Cook Field, almost ready for the Herd's opening pitch against the Manhattan Jaspers. And we've got Tim here roaming around the area. You know how Tim roams.
No shocker there.
Take it away, Tim.
Okay, hey, welcome back. We just have a few minutes left until the game begins. Mo, big game for you today as a fan, huh?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled that the guys have finally gotten a stadium. Thrilled for Coach Cook. I wish he were here to be able to see it. Great day for Marshall.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Women's stadium right there, men's stadium right here, unbelievable.
Absolutely. We were just at the girls' game earlier. Now we're here for the men's game, opening day. It's finally here, and it's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great
Only
day.
thing we need is a little bit of sunshine, but we've got lots of games coming up.
The rain has stopped. I think it's going to be a great day. Yeah.
All right, Mo.
Great day for Marshall.
Great day for Marshall. Mo, thank you so much. Guys, I'm telling you, this is just a dream come true for Marshall University baseball fans. The day is here.
All right, thanks very much, Tim. You know, Jimmy, we've talked about the fans and the coaches and the alumni. You know who's really excited about this? The players themselves.
Oh, their reaction going to the locker rooms today was fantastic. Their names above their locker. Now, the Herd's current players, well, they've been south much of this year, from Charleston, South Carolina to Port Charlotte, Florida, to start this season. Now, those players have had several opportunities to get on this new field and practice with an earshot of construction crews who've continued to work in these closing days. They've heard the stories of hitting the road for home games. Now, the opportunity to open a brand new baseball stadium while wearing the Herd jerseys will be memorable.
I've heard about the stories and, up there behind the Walmart and stuff. And, thankfully, we don't got it's all behind us now. So we got a good thing coming, and a lot of people put a lot of work in for us to have this. So.
Something special, like they have this home, which they could call home now. And it's just up going forward now. Like I tell everybody, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I expect this school to be a baseball school coming forward for sure. With the talent coming in and our head coaches and our staff, is a blessing for sure.
So, yes, they are excited. Hey, here's a look at some of the home games of note here at Jack Cook Field for the 2024 season. This starts a 3-game set with the Manhattan Jaspers. And then on March 22nd, Arkansas State is the first Sun Belt Conference team to visit Huntington as well. Out of conference, Marshall hosts Virginia Tech on April 2nd, and the Herd will play WVU 3 times. Once in Morgantown, once in Charleston, and once here on April 10th. There you see some of the teams also in the Appalachian League, Jimmy. They're going to play summer baseball here. The Bristol, Virginia franchise, Bluefield, Elizabethton, Burlington, Greenville, Danville, Johnson City, Pulaski, Kingsport, and, of course, the Tri-State Coal Cats are all going to be here. So plenty of play on Jack Cook Field, and no one would love it more than Coach Cook to know they're playing this much baseball out here.
Oh, no doubt. He might have his fungo bat up there somewhere, ready to play a little baseball, watch a little baseball, and certainly what a fantastic inaugural year it's going to be here with Sun Belt games. And, boy, can't wait to watch this game start to here in about 15, 20 minutes as it's Marshall and Manhattan, of course. We'll have the full highlights and post-game reaction tonight on News Channel 3 at 6 and our late shows. Wow, this is something you just sit and shut your eyes and open back up again and say, it is here. Baseball is on campus at Marshall.
Someone asked me what it felt like to see the facility, Jimmy, and I thought, well, first you have to be here, and then when you're here, you still really can't believe it's here. It reminds me of when they opened the new football stadium back in '91. It was a tremendous addition to the Marshall athletic skyline, and for this program and these players and fans from all 3 states and beyond to have an opportunity to play here is fantastic. And again, it will elevate this baseball program.
And you can imagine what it does for the players is too, because especially from the student fan base, a lot of times they might not want to drive to Route 2 or to Charleston. Now they can walk out their dorm and come check out a baseball game as they do for softball and football and all the other sports. So I'm certainly this is a great inclusive moment for this baseball team to finally have a home.
Yeah, and they have a field house under construction out there, a clubhouse in left field. And Coach Beals talked about one of the bigger things is having the players a place to gather and to assemble and to become a team. And that's the most important thing. Jack Cook Field, we're ready for the opener. The Manhattan Jaspers and the Marshall Thundering Herd and get set to play baseball in 2024. Thanks so much for watching. For Jimmy and all our crew, we'll see you after the game.